Hi, this is Fran with Stampendous, and I hope that throughout this pandemic, this COVID uh, crisis, that you and your family are well and keeping together. And I just thought I'd share a couple of ways that I coped with it. And there were several days where I came in and we made sure we could ship these empty bottles. And I was glad we didn't have to put labels on them because I'm not very good at that, but I can put caps and bottles together. And we got lots of empty bottles out to people that needed them. And we also came out with a couple of stamp sets to keep you entertained. And I hope you found a way to best cope with all of the pandemic. And at the end of the video, I'll share some of how my friends have been doing with all of that too. But to start with, we did a couple of clear sets, and this one is called Survived 2020, but we mostly call it the toilet paper set because that's some of what it's got in it. And this one doesn't look like much initially, but this is the courage quotes. And when you take a closer look at it, you will be amazed at all of the encouraging words that you will find here. For example, this one here, one small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day and make every day great. And um, ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. So I hope those encouraging, courageous words will be a part of many cards, whatever other images you decide to put with them, from flowers to whatever. This set is a house mouse set called Masked Mice, if you can say that, with a lot of very clever little sayings, and they're all each wearing their masks, and you can have fun coloring those. And that gives you your little characters of, let's see, Muzzy and Maxwell and Monica. And so you can do a lot of fun things with that. So let's take a look at some cards with those, and then I'll show you a couple more ideas. We also did this stamp that is Christmas, and it says, "All I want for Christmas is world peace, a complete recovery, a vaccine for whatever ails us, to be free to hug everyone I want, money in the bank, no taxes, no unemployment. That's all. No need to wrap it up. A toilet paper bow will do." So we're trying to find our humor in the midst of what have been some difficult days. So here's a couple ways that you can take the clear set, the toilet paper set as we call it, and make some fun little cards to encourage your friends and family. And with the toilet paper rolls, I just hand cut them out, and they can look ragged. That fits with the look of it. So you can make some very fun cards. So here we have our house mouse, our house mice, in a couple of different ways that you can make into cards, make use of all the fun little messages. So with this stamp, I wanted to give you a couple of different ideas and a range of different ways of coloring it. So the first ones that I did, I used the Copic markers, and that allowed me to get into a lot of the detail and color it that way. So this wood or cling stamp called All for Christmas, I initially did it with my Copic markers of all different colors, and that made it easy to get into all the detail and use a wide variety of colors. And then I've done it another time here, a little bit more Christmassy colors using my color pencils. And again, it's fun to just get a little bit different look with your color pencils. But I wanted to show a couple other ideas as well that you might not have thought of. I wanted this one to have the look of chalkboard, and so I stamped it with white ink and made sure that it was completely dry on my black paper. And now I can come back in with my color pencils, and they will give me quite an opaque look, especially where I'm coloring over the white, and if I color over the lines, it just disappears into the black of the background. So it's very forgiving, and I can just add color that will pop over the white. So that is going to give you a very fun look, and you can leave as much of it white, which is very dramatic, or continue coloring in and get a very nice look with white on black. I'll also like the look of this on craft, and this was easy to just stamp in black, but the craft color just sets it off, and your whites will really pop, and you can have a lot of fun. And again, I can color over the lines and just do some quick color work here. And on the banner, I might color it in with this soft color. You can do some nice shading that will make this really fun. And again, if you have a nice white, be sure and use some of that, because that will really pop as well. And let's try this. Let's do some undercoloring of white and then see how that works when we do another color on top. Okay, so you can build up some beautiful layers. So that's on craft. Then I wanted to show another option. This works really well to stamp it with white or VersaFine on black paper. And then I would strongly recommend that you use our detail white and emboss this whole surface so that you get a beautiful high contrast. You can see how the embossed white really pops compared to just the white ink. And so now with any kind of permanent markers, these give us a really fun look here. And I can now simply color on top of the white embossing powder. And this is going to dry since it's a permanent marker. And it is so forgiving because where I color over the lines, it disappears into the black of the background. So this can be a very fun and pretty quick option if you want to emboss. Okay, so that gives you the idea how that goes. And again, you can leave a lot of it white and add bits of color all the way through. So here you have a number of different ways that you can use this fun Christmas stamp to make all our best wishes out there for a Christmas that survives this pandemic. So here we have some more finished cards. I wanted to tell you about a couple other ways that friends and family are coping with the pandemic. During the quarantine, some people's creativity has really blossomed. Deb Antonick is one of our decorative painters, and she does such beautiful painting with layers of acrylic glazes. And in this one, she sketched a really fun um, design here with this girl, and then she stamped the different images into it and worked them all in together. So hopefully you've been finding your creativity during these quarantine days. My sister decided during the lockdown to create a piece of artwork, either color pencil or watercolor, each day. And she was, after day 44, she printed them up into this little book. And each day working on sometimes the black paper or white. Here's a couple of favorites. And then her daughter would come up with a little quip of some kind to add to it. A picture to make you smile. And these certainly did. And each day she would post another picture, and a lot of people would ask to have the originals. And here's a good one, day 44. When life gives you quarantine, hang in there and don't quit.